Okay, this is another speech for Dr. Gene Murray. My name is Corey Germany, and my audience today is Will Sawyer, Patrick Mahoney, hey Pat, and Diana O'Reilly and Dory Hufty. So I'm going to give this to Will. Good afternoon, guys. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good.
My name is Corey Germany, and I'm going to be presenting a speech that's actually intended to persuade y'all on taking an acting course. So how many of us have taken a science or a math class? Everybody,
Yeah.
right? Everybody.
All of us.
Though you have no personal aspiration to be a scientist or a mathematician, correct?
No.
Now, I know a lot of people may argue otherwise, it is undeniable that although not necessary to our career, taking a science or a math class only increases our potential as an actor. All it could ever do is increase our capacity in a role that might in some way use science or math. Now, as an actor myself, I can say that, or I can express how acting classes have only ever improved my person as a whole, whether it be my ability to empathize, my quality of speech, how I use my movements, or just in general being able to connect with an audience. The knowledge I've acquired in all the aspects have made me a better individual in general. So in keeping with line with Stella Adler, who I personally love, she says that growth as an actor and growth as a human being are synonymous. So in this, could it not be argued reversely that an acting course would not at least benefit a mathematician or a scientist in some way? With this in mind, it can only be said that everyone, regardless of career choice, would benefit from some type of performance class. Apologies. Alright, so looking at it logically, that's how we'll start. An acting class is simply, in its design core, to teach others how to communicate with large groups. Regardless of any personal rehearsal, there is truly no theater without an audience. That is a fact that just pretty much every theater practitioner accepts. By definition, it's about connection between a performer and the people observing said performer. This is undeniably something any person could benefit from. One, as humans, we are naturally social and creative creatures. We pretty much strive for interaction with one another. That, alongside two, in every career path, the time will come for someone to share or explain their work to a group of people. It's inevitable. I couldn't really think of anybody who doesn't eventually have an audience of some kind. So being confident and being able to communicate with clarity and also respond properly, which is part of acting, any acting is also reacting, is something that could serve as a boon to any speaker. So if we look at this purely based in a logical aspect, there are some of the ideas that lead to taking an acting class. But if we were to go another route with it, and you were to say, look at it from an empathetic route, as per Stella Adler's method, which I said again, growth as an actor and growth as a human being are synonymous, which she pioneered from her lessons with Konstantin Stanislavski, performance is about inner truth. Now, what people like on stage are supposed to do is remind the people who are watching them that they feel exactly like the audience feels. Really and inherently, what the best compliment I've ever heard anybody give an actor was, wow, that was true for me, what you went through. Or wow, I thought your choices were, even though I didn't agree with them, were really honest choices. Saying that your performance was honest or saying that it was truthful is probably the best compliment any of us could ever receive about our work. It just is. It's what we strive to do. So in that, if theater is supposed to act as a mirror of society, it's an avenue for the audience to recognize with characters who feel, again, exactly like they do. Learning a character's subtext or the subtlety, written in them helps understand people more as a whole. In fact, Dr. Jack Wan of of the Northwestern State University Theater Department, he's actually he's no longer teaching there, but he comes in to teach classes. He says that ultimately, what your character says is not as important as how your character feels. The art of accessing this empathy, the accessing understanding of how someone else's feels, is exactly what Stella Adler truly meant in her statement. To look at a situation objectively and to be able to understand someone else's point is what acting or reacting is all about. But, so, at the end of it all, logic or to empathize aside, why do we truly care? Like, why to someone who's not an actor, is there really any real girth